y'all laughing at? That ain't funny. Well, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead. If this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. As always, feel free to drop by anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, is it just me, or is it anyone else out there that anytime you get ready to grease something, your grease gun is always out of grease? It's like, where does it go? Does somebody come get my grease gun and use my grease, and when I want to use it, it ain't got none in it? Seems like that happens to me every time. So, today I was just out here doing maintenance on my bush hog, and I was going to grease my finish mold here up a little bit. So, since I gotta put a new tube of grease in this grease gun, I thought we'd just do a little how-to video on how do you replace the grease tube in a grease gun. Now guys, some of you that's raised on the farm, done your own maintenance work, says, what in the world does he want to make a video on that for? Well, let me tell you, there's people out there that don't know how. Just a few days ago, I put a tube of grease into a grease gun for a man my age, and he was in the country and I guess ain't never had to put a tube of grease in the grease gun. But anyway, when you got your grease gun, it's got a little T-handle right down here on the end, and get you a good rag, and your rag ain't gonna be no good when you get done doing this. You pull that T-handle out, and when you pull it all the way out, it's got a little slot right there in the bottom of the grease gun. You pull it out all the way and you slide it over into that slot so it'll hold that handle back. That handle's spring loaded. That's what pushes your grease up through your tube. Then the top part, it unscrews. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Lay that down somewhere you won't get no grass in the end of it. Go on and wipe the grease off the end, and then you grab your T-handle and you pull it out of that slot and you release it, and you see it pushes that old tube, that empty tube that somebody else has been using my grease, I think. And then I always wipe the grease out of the end right there, because grease squeezes out of that tube and it'll backflow down into your grease gun. After you do that, pull your spring-loaded handle back and lock it back in place. Now on a new tube of grease, they always come with a cap on the end, and then on the other end's got a little tab. Don't pull that tab off at this point. That's another place people mess up and why they have trouble getting their grease gun primed. Leave that tab cap on. You pull your black cap off, or whatever color it is, the little cap that slides off, and that's the end that goes down into your grease gun. Push it all the way down, and when it gets down, you're going to feel pressure, and it's pushing that loose grease up against that cap. I can see that cap bulging when I push down on it. That's when you pull your cap off. And the little grease that's left on there, rub it right back off in there. Don't waste that grease. Grease costs money. You get your end, you look at it, and you make sure you ain't dropped it or got no grass or nothing down in the end. And you screw that end back on. And sometimes you got to push down on that end to get it down on there and start it. But at this point, don't tighten it all the way up. Screw it down on there about halfway, and then release your handle. And when you release it, you got to push it in now, because you got a grease gun loaded. Then go to pumping a little bit, and that starts getting the air out and pushing the grease up. And then you go on and tighten it down, and there you go, voila, grease comes out the end. Now a lot of grease guns got a little screw right here, some kind of fitting that you can loosen up when your gun ain't priming. And sometimes you'll need to work this a little bit, kind of hit on it and bump your grease down if you're having trouble. But you ain't got to use that little fitting if you'll leave that unscrewed just a little bit until you get it primed and then screw it down tight. Guys, that's all it is to changing a grease cartridge in a grease gun. So why does it make me so mad? Well, it makes me mad every time I grab one, it seems like it's empty. But guys, I hope this little tip helps someone out. Maybe you've had trouble, you know how to do it, you just have trouble keep getting it primed at the beginning. But I hope this little video helps someone out. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all have a great day. God bless. See y'all next time.